What's up YouTube, Mellow SMS here. So today is Friday and History Collection has just released on the Japanese side. And with this information gained, we now actually know the actual breakdown of boxes and cases. So what we're going to do is we're going to quickly discuss this and I'm going to share my opinions on the set as a whole. But then afterwards I'm going to cut to post me and actually talk a bit about the actual Pale Moon side of what we got in the support. So let's get started. So boxes are 10 packs a box, 30 cards in a box. And within that you get 2 commons a pack, and then you get a double rare or higher per pack, which is for the main focus being the double rares and triple rares. It's really good, especially with the fact of we get 8 double rares a box and 2 triple rares a box. Whilst Japan doesn't have the fixed ratios, it does actually work out really nicely for the English side, however. So let's just chuck some quick math up on the board here for you. So we get a grand total of 60 triple rares per case. And we then divide that by the 25 different triple rares that we get, because we've obviously got one for each of the clans plus Harmonix Messiah. And that brings us to a grand total of having 2.4 copies of each triple rare in a case. So at minimum, you receive 2 of every copy of the triple rares. Some you'll get 3 copies of, which is really good considering you only need 2 of each of the triple rares. The only one that's different, obviously, is the Harmonix Messiah. Because Harmonix Messiah, you only technically need 1 copy of. If you've got multiple clans, you can swap it between the decks. So anyone wanting more, it becomes a want, not a need at that point. So really nice ratios. Especially if you are lucky and do end up getting 3 Harmonix Messiahs in your case. Because obviously that being the most sought out card of the set, while still not being expensive, does make you a nice little bit of money. Because we've seen the Japanese prices and they seem to be averaging around, for British people, we saw one last night that went for £25 for the pair. So looking $12.50, so about, for the Americans, $15 to $20 roughly. So all in all, really nice price for a one-of for your deck. So if those prices carry over, that is. Looking at the double rare side, so we know there are the heals and the crits alongside the Cray Elementals. So 51 double rares overall. So we get 8 per box, times that by the 30 boxes, brings us to us getting 240 double rares total. And dividing that by our 51, you get 4.7. So you get at least 4 of everything, which is really good because you want 4s of everything, but then you're getting 5s of a lot of stuff. So this side, really, really good. You're getting the double, if you buy a case, all 24 clans are getting the double rares and triple rares they need, which is really good basis. Then if you solo bought the case as well, you have got the playset of Cray Elementals, plus you've got the Harmonix Messiah that you need to swap between all your decks. You then got the bonus one on top to then turn around and sell on afterwards, so get some money back on the case. But it's not just double rares and triple rares in this. If it was just ending there, really nice. But obviously the ratios would then change anyway, so yeah. We do have commons. Now, commons, it does become a very big issue. Now, I'm not going to beat around the bush. It is a very skewed set in terms of commons. We have 264 types of commons. So we're going to take, for example, that number and do some maths. So we get 20 commons a box. We then times that by the 30 we get in the case, you get 600. So then we then divide that even further by the wonderful 264. And you get 2.2 as your answer. But we need to change that number though, because there's one key thing to account for. SPs. SPs are very nice within this set, because what they've done is taken the Vanguard Zero art and taken it and put it on all of the stride bearers, outside of Loris, who's got the mermaid art. And they've done mermaid text like they did with Lupina. So, nice homage to Bermuda, because obviously they like to be different to everyone else. And I believe there's artist issues, which is why the Loris hasn't been redone since. Because obviously, with art for Vanguard, the artist retains the rights to the unit. And it does cause a lot of issues in terms of getting it into like a different format or getting an alternate art for it. It does belong to the artist, so that's more than likely where the issues have come from. So them doing the mermaid text is a nice workaround, because obviously they've still got access to the Loris art because they've got the rights to it already, and the text they put on top is their own choosing anyway. So doing the mermaid text is really nice. I know some people have complained about it, but I've also seen the other side where some of the Bermuda players are really excited for the fact of Loris is coming with the Bermuda language, which is really nice. But then you're like thinking, well, we never got Tachikaze or Spike Brothers getting their grade 3 in Zero, so what did they do for them? Well, they turned around and they've given exclusive art for Gaia Emperor and Rising Nova. So I'm going to pop them up on the screen here. And as you can see, they look really nice. They are literally in the style of the Vanguard Zero arts. So really nice. Now, the other exclusion is Chrono Jet Dragon. And this is due to the fact that they've already used the Vanguard Zero art for the V-Series Chrono Jet Dragon. So they've gone back and taken his original art and just given him the SP similar to the character Clan Booster 4 Gears of Fate. So it is just the basic blue background with Chrono Jet with the shatter foiling, really nice. But that is the SP for them. And then they've done Harmonix Messiah in SP as well. And they've given us the promo art that Japan got that we never got. So seeing this is really nice. And then obviously the 3 Cray Elementals also all come in SP. So there's a grand total of 24 clans plus the 4 Cray Elementals, making 28 SPs within the set. Really nice. Until you find out the ratio. So SPs are going back to the G series, which is a bit iconic for this, and they are 4 per case. So obviously what they do is they replace the slot of the card they are replacing, from what I've been told. I may be wrong in the terms of the Harmonix and the Cray Elementals. I do not know about them. I've yet to find someone to actually tell me about those. But the commons do actually the common grade 3s do get replaced by their SP versions. So like how we used to have it back in G, because obviously when we pulled the high rarity, it replaced a copy of that version in the case. So really nice. So really big for the set. Commons, I do feel they could have cut back on and not done so many, just so we had proper ratios, or go the clan collection route and have 2 boxes. So split 12 clans into one, 12 clans into the other. Still keep the number of cards, but because we're doing that, you can tunnel in a case of whichever one you've got your clans in. And then you're getting a higher chance of getting everything you want. But that's enough for the actual rarity breakdown. I shall catch you in a minute once I've flipped over to the Pale Moon stuff. Let's talk about these Pale Moon reprints then. So, all clans got the same reprints of getting their draw perfect guard. So we got Hades Hypnotist. Everyone got their counter-charging perfect guard. So we got our Darkside Mirror Master. Everyone got their stride fodder. So Masquerade Bunny. They've gone with the BT05 art, not the Character Booster 3 art. So slight difference there for those on the English side, because obviously we got the Character Booster 3 art for the Premium Battle Deck set. And then we round out with obviously everyone getting their Grade 3 stride that the set's focused around. Us being the Masked Magician Harry. But then we go further in and we see everyone's also got a VR. And ours is the Silverthorn Dragon Tamer Lukier. So really nice for us because Lukier is our most expensive VR within the clan. But my issues with the reprints then carry on further when you think, oh, it's Lukier, let's support the rest of the cards around her. So we've got 4 more cards left to come, plus our starter. But our 4 remaining cards jumped archetypes again, and we got 4 cards from the Nightmare Doll package. We got Nightmare Doll Chelsea, Nightmare Doll Alice, Nightmare Doll Ginny, and Nightmare Doll Leslie. So yes, whilst Ginny and Leslie are very good reprints for them to pick, this easily could have been Lillian, Irina, Zelma, and insert Pale Moon Silverthorn card and made it a nice reprint set still the same. And it would actually tied into the VR. Now it looks like, because obviously we've got the Harry bundle, we've got the Nightmare Doll bundle, and then Lukier's just sitting there. So, bit of a weird one personally. Our starter they went for is the Silverthorn starter, so yay, we got a Silverthorn theme. Smiles. But then obviously we've got our 2 double rares being our Crit and our Heal. Obviously, Crit being the Darkside Sword Master with the updated shield, power value, and the additional skill of when it's damage checked, you draw a card. And then obviously we've got our Counter Heal, which for us is Hopping Balloon, which is actually a very hard to find print. For the fact of it came out just as we were transitioning from G into V. So, really nice card to see printed. Again, got the upgraded shield, upgraded power. And then our stride is the Miracle on Luna Square Clifford with the mass update to the text. First part being that obviously if your grade 3 is Harry and you've not the grade 3 Masked Magician Harry and you've not gained any markers this game, you can discard cards equals grade 3 or greater and stride into this, then flip a copy of this face up to generate 2 imaginary gift accels. The second skill did get changed from its original reveal and says any skills on the Vanguard that need to hit now don't need to hit. And the third skill is the same old skill of when this unit attack hits, you can call a grade 2 or less from your soul and it gains 2000 power. So, first skill's really nice because obviously it lets us go back into Magia now and actually still have the Axel game, which is really nice. The discarding grade 3 or greater does mean you can't actually use the Masquerade Bunny Stride bonus skill. You can't use the Convert Bunny Stride skill because it's technically not the skill to stride. It's you are striding so via an act skill. So you do have to discard one or more cards that grades equal 3 or greater. So you have to be careful with that one. And the reason the second skill is a mass update is more for the fact of you look at Tachikaze and their stride was you gained a skill on attack that gave the on hit, and the original wording said the original cards on hits don't need to hit, which obviously that would then mean Tachikaze would never get to actually have that skill. So the update was made to that, but does give other cards a nice little buff because those that give skills to the Vanguard now hit, like Grand Gallop Stride, for example. He says, when you stride upon this, give your Vanguard the skill. If it hits, counterblast one, draw a card. So, but Clan's got really nice buff off of that, which is really nice. But that's our reprints. We got really nice ones, honestly. I am still miffed that obviously Lukier just seems to be there instead of actually making a package around her. But not much can be done at this stage. We did obviously get some updates on the English side. Pale Moon didn't get affected by it, but obviously Grand Blue got some really big changes. A couple of G-Guards got swapped around. Most of it was related to the English releases that we've had that Japan hasn't. So they're swapping the reprints around to make it make more sense. Because obviously the main ones are for Grand Blue. Obviously all the stuff from the Premium Battle Deck set got cut. And they actually put in other stuff that wasn't in the Premium Battle Deck set. So those that then buy the Premium Battle Deck set aren't doubling up on cards. And it gives more cards that need the reprint an actual reprint. Which is really nice, honestly. Yes, it's a shame that the only way for a V Premium player now to play Ghosties is they've got to buy the Premium Battle Deck set. Or buy singles if they're lucky, because us in Europe, we don't actually have that many singles being sold for that set. But it's still making them available at least in some form. So all in all, very, very interesting. Yes, they could, as I said, they could do better with some of the Pale Moon stuff and actually make it more themed. But what they picked for us is really good. As for the set on the English side, I am still currently testing out Harry at the moment. Once I've got a list I'm 100% happy with, I am going to be making a nice early list so people can start testing it themselves, let me know their feedback. So then when we get to the actual full-on English release, I've got a perfected Harry list to share with everyone and give a proper discussion on what's good with it, why it's good and all that stuff. Along with some how to get round Honolly, because obviously us being a Pale Moon deck, Honolly can cause some issues, but we do have ways around it. So stay tuned for that one. But that's all we've got time for in this video. If you haven't done so already, please do like and subscribe. It very much does help the channel. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye bye.